Hi again, welcome back to another episode of Karen's, Kevin's and their public freakouts and mania sessions here on Completely Stupid, the show about stupid people doing completely stupid things with your host, the Australian Idiot. Can you believe we're at the end, almost at the end of May? We're almost 6 months into this year already. Has it just been as time gone fast? I don't know, let's get into the clips. Here we have Karen, for some reason or another, is upset at these kids for playing basketball in what looks to be a park area, so she does what every self-respecting Karen does and takes the basketball for herself.
What's your license plate?
No, that's not your ball. That's his ball.
That's from my house.
We don't know who the your son. Who was your son?
You just can't randomly come up to us and take our ball and
Who the your son? What's his name?
Who's your son?
Why tell me
Who's
your
your
license plate is?
No, where's your son? Who's your son?
Where did you just up from?
He bought that shit. What are you on?
This is our ball, you thief ass.
Thank you.
Fat troll looking ass bitch.
Thank you, ma'am.
She's trying to help us. She's trying to help us.
Help us, bro. Chill.
If you're trying to help us, my fault. But she a bitch.
She can't come on this property and harass me.
I know. Thank you. Thank you. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I thought you were yelling at us too. I apologize.
She needs to go. That's okay. I was gonna report her.
We did. It's fine.
I don't get why people always think this is the way to approach this type of situation. Regardless of whether the kids are in the wrong or not, stealing the thing that is theirs is the worst way to go about it, because it almost guarantees that they're not going to treat you with any form of respect when it comes with handling you in this situation. So this is what you don't do. Just go in there, yoink the ball, just to stop them from doing whatever in the world they're doing. It's only going to cause issues. And what do you know? It caused issues. They whacked the ball out of your hands because, it's not your ball. It's their ball. And other adults went off at you for just handling that in the way you did. Here we have a guy who's making an attempt to keep these two women separated from potentially fighting each other and stuff along those lines. Eventually, one of the two decides to throw something at the other, and the other one goes on a bit of a fall. According to the people in this clip, the guy who was making the attempt to separate them apparently pushed her over. But here's the clip. Watch for yourselves.
Big, don't touch me.
I'm not trying to spill my drink. Help.
Thank you.
I don't know
That's
either
all
one
I
of you. I don't know either one.
I don't know
I will.
I'm trying to save you. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I didn't push anybody. No, I did not push her.
He pushed him.
Not push her.
He pushed him.
I did not push women. I did not push women. I did not push her. I promise you, I do not do that. She fell. I do not push women. Look. Stop. I do not push women. That's not what I do. It is Stu.
Well, she's falling right now. Nobody. I want to sit down.
I gotta watch the video.
I will now play the clip slowed down for you so you can see exactly what happens, but based upon my understanding, when the thing gets thrown at her and she goes to react and moves forward, she immediately trips and slips and starts to fall. Doesn't gain enough momentum and lands on his arm. He just then redirects her current falling motion so she just slides down the car instead. If he wasn't there, she was landing square head first into the car's window. At least that's what I think, just based upon how this looks. Again, I'll leave it up to your own interpretation on what you think about this fall, but it definitely looks like she slipped the moment she moved, and he just helped her not fall as badly. Here we got an interesting security guard that seems to be on a tiny bit of a power trip and is making up a story that they then contradict later on in this conversation.
What's up?
I was just wondering if you guys were doing any shopping.
I'm eating.
You're eating?
I'm eating lunch.
This business is closed right here, so we're not allowing any parking.
Since when? I've eaten here
Why
for
is this
years.
abandoned? What's that?
I've eaten here for years.
You've been eating here for years?
Yes, I work over here.
The business is abandoned, you can see.
I don't work here.
I know you don't.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, is this business is abandoned?
So there's a law saying that I can't sit in my car.
In an abandoned parking lot? No, sir. On private property? No, sir. Yep, it's as simple as that, man. You're the only guy in the car.
What about all those cars?
They all work for the business. I've already checked all of them.
I've never heard of that. Nobody, all the other
Look it
security
up on
guards,
security.
all the other security, I don't even know who you are. All the other security guards that are over here, they know me. They just shake their head at me. I wave at them.
Okay, when we have anybody sitting inside of a car, you know what I mean? That's not conducting business on the property, we ask them to leave, you know?
That's crazy. All right. Yeah.
Have a great day.
Yeah.
So the business is abandoned and no one is... So the business is abandoned, right? Right? Then how come the other cars here are apparently with the business that you literally just said yourself is abandoned? That's not how that works, buddy. And you can see in the background, the lights are on for this apparent business that you say is abandoned. And what do you mean you checked their cars? Seriously? You're a security guard, not a police officer. 9 times out, I don't think you'd have access to that type of thing. Again, this is America, so some states might have the ability to look up license plates and see whom they are and where they live type shenanigans publicly, but I severely doubt that you actually have the ability to do that here. So either you're just lying at your ass or you're lying out your ass. There's no two ways about that, because if they apparently are here for the business that is apparently abandoned, A, how do you know they're here for the business? Because the way that you suggested here doesn't work, because you're a security guard, not a police officer. Ultimately, it's just like, okay, why not my win? It's like, okay, or what? What you gonna do? You're going to call the cops and have them come out here? That they're not likely to come out here. Oh, what? A guy sitting in a car, eating in a car parking lot? Oh no, world ending. And when a tow truck starts to head in, you can just drive away. Like this, I don't get it. Here we have a person extremely upset because their neighbor took an excavator across to their backyard via the public easement area.
What's that?
You took my lawn up.
Is that your lawn?
That's my lawn.
Okay.
You took it up.
All right.
What are you gonna do about it?
Okay.
You're not supposed to come across my lawn anymore. It's my property.
Where's the property line?
At the wall.
It is? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You should know that.
No, I don't know that.
Then you should know.
Well, you should talk to the builder. That's
Then
nice.
don't go back across.
That's nice language.
You know what? You're usually a nice guy, but that's my property, and you just ruined it.
Let me tell you
You
something.
stay off my property.
Let me tell you something.
Stay off my
You
property.
better be careful what
Stay
you
off
say.
my property.
Okay?
You're on it, by the way.
Go call Rick because we just need him work done.
You are out of control.
You're on my property.
Look at you.
You're on my property.
Are you sure? Do you know where the property line is?
I just had it surveyed. See the peg? See that right there?
That's your stake?
That's steak.
That stake's yours? Where? That one right there?
How come he doesn't go
Huh?
me? Smash you. Hey, Sean! What the is he doing? Hey, first of all, you know there's an easement out there? You should
Yeah.
tear all that. I'll pay for that.
There's an easement right here. Just because this is an easement. I could have come right through here.
We just need his work done. Come on,
This is a
Sean.
public easement, not yours.
Listen, that's a drainage easement
Yeah.
right there. Right there is a drainage easement.
It's on the other side of that.
Bullshit.
Side of that.
It's right there.
Show me how to out.
Yeah.
He just went across my backyard.
Listen, what should be what? We'll fix it. Do you
I'm
really?
paying for this that I got.
Do you think that I wouldn't fix something?
We just had reseeding.
We just all this.
I could have came through here, the easement, but I
It
didn't.
isn't. This is the public easement. You're not a public person.
I am a public.
You're not a
person.
public person.
Listen, you don't understand.
That's a public easement for the city.
It is a drainage easement.
Yeah.
It's for the city, not you.
It's for whoever does work, and we work for the city. Yeah,
You
that's-
don't work for the city. I
Yeah,
want
we
to
do.
see that. Let me see your contract, you liar. You work for him.
You're gonna give yourself a heart attack there, buddy. You
Son,
over
you're-
nothing.
The property's on the other side. That easement stopped when I bought the house.
And we also had all this work done yesterday.
Rick, you're getting a bill up your ass.
And
Because that should have happened.
better.
So I did some reading up on this one here, and from what I can tell, anything to do with a public easement is very, very, very complicated. But I think the first thing to say is that in theory, he is able to drive the excavator over the public easement to get into his backyard. Though I might be entirely wrong in that because I can't find any information restricting of what can be moved across a public easement, because stuff like streets and alleyways are also can be considered public easements depending on where you are in, like what state you're in, things along those lines. It's very complicated to say the least. And then also, furthermore on, the guy says the draining public easement on the back end of his yard was removed when he bought the house. From what I could research up, the only major ways to be able to actually remove any form of public easement is a variety of massive legal actions. The one that may have occurred in this example here is the thing called recorded. Basically, if a good faith buyer buys the house without ever being informed of the public easement being there, technically speaking, you have the ability to get rid of the public easement at that point because you had no idea it was there prior to buying the house. But at the same time, if you were informed of the easement being there prior to buying the house, then technically this won't work at all. So it's a very interesting thing to say the least, because that public easement may not have been removed. He may have known about it and he's just saying it got removed to try and get these people in trouble. Either way, it's very complicated to say the least. This next we've got a Karen who's very unhappy that the land near them is being developed upon.
That's good. I'm working really hard to clear this yard.
Awesome. I want to see your plans. I want to see your plans. I don't care. You can tape me all you want. Good. Show me your plans, because otherwise I will call the police as well.
Call them.
You do have to show plans.
I don't have to show you.
You have to show me plans. Of course you do. Of course you do.
Because I'm mowing?
Because you're not mowing.
I'm not?
You're clearing. Okay? You're dropping
See
things.
me cutting any big trees?
I do.
Wait till he mows this whole section and you can see everything.
You're a real winner.
You are.
You
back
are.
on your own property.
I will not. I want to have a conversation with you.
I don't
want you to call the property owner.
I don't even live here.
Okay, well then I will go find out who does live here, because as far as I'm concerned, you are, until you can prove that you are where you're supposed to be,
I can
by
do
way of
whatever
a
I want
marker,
on his property.
by the way of a marker, because you are my property, I know I have rights.
Okay, I'll be
For how
down
much
there.
you can clear,
I'll mow.
I know I have rights.
I'm going to clear all the way to the wall.
I know I have rights.
Yeah,
okay?
good. Well,
and I want you
wrong.
to show me
I don't
where
have to show you nothing.
Are, yes, you do. You have to mark this, pal. Pal, you have to mark
You're a
this.
beauty. Are you from the city?
You are a beauty.
Are you from the city?
Are you from the city?
No, I grew up here.
Excellent. Good for you. Good for you.
Yeah.
I want you to show me where you have
I don't have to show you nothing.
Yes, you do.
I know the wall is the property line.
How? You got to show that. Oh, good. Awesome. Is this the police?
How am I infringing upon anything?
Because you're clearing everything.
I don't need a permit for that.
Who cleared all that?
Yeah.
To your stone
Did you
wall.
hear me? I live here. You don't. There is no house.
He's gonna
here,
live here.
Okay.
There's gonna be a house here, a big one.
Ooh, I'm so scared. Why are you trying to threaten me? Why are you trying to threaten me?
There's no threatening.
Yes, you are.
There's
Yes,
no
you
threatening.
are. You don't
No, no.
scare me. Okay. I have a right to know what's happening on my
We're
edge
cutting
property.
trees
Okay, how far are you going?
right to the stone wall.
Right to the stone
Yeah.
wall?
Yeah.
Yep.
So we can, see everything.
Yep.
Karma will get you, big guy.
Oh, no.
Don't you worry.
Came
I know.
over here.
You threatening me?
What?
Who came?
No, I'm not threatening
get
you.
off my
I'm
property,
simply making a statement.
Beat it.
Yeah.
Beat it. Beat it. Beat it.
Yeah.
Or bug somebody else.
I'm not bugging anybody.
Wait till they build the
I'm
houses
not
down.
That's okay, because I have 16 acres too. I'll put my big houses right up next to your big houses. And
I don't
we'll
care.
all
I don't live here.
We'll have a barbecue.
I'm just gonna
That's
cut
my
all these
point,
trees.
pal. That's my point. You don't live here, so that's why you don't care. I do live here, and I've been working my ass off.
Bye.
Whilst I don't know much about the legality of doing any form of land clearing in most of America, I think there's one simple thing here. You don't go over to the people doing it and go off at them. You kind of should either call up your local council or local people in government that can actually potentially do something about this and not just harass the people who are working. I don't know about you, but that seems to be very highly unproductive in what you're trying to do here. In this next clip, we've got a Walmart manager who's racially profiling someone as stealing without even bothering to go further into it.
That's Walmart property.
Get off of my property.
It's not your property, it's Walmart property.
You cannot. No, he's freak.
Hey, man, the buzzer didn't
Yeah, get off. This is my property. The point is, get off of me. I know, get off of my property.
No, I'm not on your property.
This is my property.
The cart is not your property.
Get off of my shit.
No.
I know.
I want to see your receipt.
No, get off of me.
I want to see your receipt.
Get off of me. I don't have to show you shit. You accusing me of stealing?
I'm asking for your receipt. No one's accusing you of anything.
Then I don't have to prove. If you're not accusing me of stealing, then you can't.
Yeah, yes, I can.
You can't hold me here.
I can see your receipt.
You can ask for my receipt.
No, sir, I don't have, you're right. I don't have to hold you here.
No, I don't have to. That's
right.
the problem.
You're right. I don't have to hold you here, but I can keep the merchandise. Show me the receipt.
Huh? Yeah, he can ask, but he can't hold me here.
What's he yelling about?
Okay, look, here's my receipt.
Thank you. That's all I want to say.
And I'm gonna sue the shit out of you. I'm gonna sue the shit out of him, so it's all good.
You do that. You talk to congressman.
I didn't sign a contract. Okay, so get off my ass. Get off.
Now, as an Australian, this one's a little bit more peculiar to me because here with tech stores, whenever you buy any form of electronics, you usually have to go by a security guard who will stamp your receipt to say, hey, you did buy this and you have walked out of the store with said item. Now, that's not a norm at supermarkets here, but we also don't have too much tech-related items at a supermarket, and even when we do, it gets stolen a lot. And now furthermore on that, I don't get the whole thing of I don't want to show you my receipt even though that could probably solve this solution easier. Is it just socially different there? Like that's not a social norm where it's like, hey, here's my receipt, here's the proof I brought this, okay, cool, bye-bye. Like, I don't know. But one thing that's definitely clear at least is this manager seems to racially profiled people for stealing because of their color. So, not cool. Here we have a FedEx delivery guy delivering what looks to be a 12-pack of cat food cans, which probably are around 750 grams in size. Oh, crap. I'm Australian. That is completely different metric to what you guys read as. Give me a moment. Let me do some conversions. Yeah, about 1.6 pounds. It's probably more of a consistent measurement to how you guys do your cans would be slightly different. But, you know, that looks to be the size of what our average 750 gram cans are, which is 1.6 pounds. Anyway, so it's a heavy box. It's 12 of those damn things. So this guy thought it would be a great idea to hold it over his shoulder, which, you know, I guess you could do that. Makes some sense. And then when he has to put it down, throws it onto the ground. He gets caught by the person who owns that package, and well, here's what happens next.
Hey, when you throw it like that, half of the cans are unusable. Please don't do that. When you throw the box like that, half of the cans... I've been getting Chewy for 5 years, buddy. When you throw it like that, which I've got on film now, half of the cans are dented, and I can't use them.
That's heavy, like, so
I understand
that far, so put it like this, so it's heavy. It's really heavy.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, then don't do this for a living.
I know. But it's really heavy. It's just fell like this one.
Every time you guys do that. Every single time.
Me?
Whoever works for FedEx. UPS doesn't do it. The U.S. Postal Service doesn't do it, but FedEx does it every time.
FedEx?
Yes.
Are you sure, man?
Yes.
I'm not doing it like this.
You just did it.
What's this one really heavy, man? If you want to lift this one.
I've been buying the same stuff for 5 years. I know it's heavy. But you can't just throw it because it's heavy.
I apologize. Okay.
Thank you.
So, first off, for those who don't know why you should not really eat food or use food from any form of dinted cans, is that, well, the dints, depending on how big and sharp they are, can actually break the seals or damage the seams of the cans, which will lead to bacteria being able to get inside of the can itself and cause a whole plethora of issues. Tiny dints usually are fine. But decent-sized dents, which would probably occur by a drop like this one, is just a big no-no. You shouldn't use whatever's in those cans if you see a dent to that degree, because seams are broken. Bacteria can get in one way or another. It's just not good for anyone, and it's just not worth it. So yeah, I can understand the frustration here, because losing half of the cans are probably expensive overall. It's probably like a $20, $30, $40 worth of cat food there. Actually, that's probably undercutting it. I don't know. I have no frame of reference for the cost of American pet food, so someone in the comments can have to enlighten me on how much that probably would have costed the customer here. But it's just like one of those things where I get it. It's heavy, but you should also know proper lifting and putting down techniques of using your knees to slowly bring it to the ground, and then you can slowly turn it off your shoulder onto the ground. If you can't do that, then don't carry it over your shoulder. Find a way to just carry it with your hands. Yes, it sucks, but you know, you have to do your job and not damage the damn packages when you're delivering them. I suppose, though, they will never learn that one.
Is next, we got a lesson on the world's best parenting methods. Leave your 1-year-old child locked up in the car whilst you go inside, not leaving the car running. Doesn't matter if it's a hot summer day or it's cold winter day, just leave them locked up in there, they will be fine. Wait, oh, it turns out people were concerned? Oh, shocker.
How dare you treat me like that, despite all of this going on? How dare you as a mother speak like that to me in front of your child? Yes. What kind of influence are you making on her?
I'm 21. I'm full grown.
Well, you're still her kid.
And I agree with her.
Both of you, shame on you.
We're
shame
trying
on you.
to protect your
You
children.
have no idea as a parent. You have no idea to shame me like that.
We're
for walking
kids.
10 feet
Lady,
away.
I had a husband that
Out of my face. My mom is dying of ovarian cancer.
Oh well,
You
too
better
bad. Too
stay
bad.
away
My
from
husband
her.
died of a brain tumor.
You better stay away.
You're causing right now.
Who raised their voice?
Your mom did.
She's trying
cussed
to
at
help
me in the
your
store.
children.
My God, my kids are in great hands with me. I'm a
She's
good
trying
mother.
to
And
help
don't
your
I'm
children.
shaking. I'm furious.
You're
How
not the
dare
only one.
both of you mind your own business, crazy.
Calm down. It's ridiculous. Who's the one that started screaming?
Because she's leaving now.
Yeah, who's the one that's screaming? Her. Left her 1-year-old in the car.
Is this mother just having a full-blown meltdown because she was caught out on doing something very irresponsible? Like, as I said, it doesn't matter if it's a cold winter's day or a hot summer's day. Leaving a child, an animal, or anything locked up inside of a closed car is just a disaster waiting to happen. It can cause a lot of flipping problems. You should just never do that under any circumstances. It's just, you don't do that. Like, just don't. What? Why would there be any question to this thing? Jesus.
Here we have a fun one. We have a disabled guy who's behind the camera here confronting a couple in their beater van who are parking in a disabled car park when they seemingly don't have a reason to be there.
We're in a disabled parking space.
You came to us.
What does that even mean?
That means that you bothered us. We didn't come to you, so
I
that
couldn't
recording's
park
nothing.
there, and I had to park down the street. How is that
we
good?
didn't know that you had a parking spot. We didn't know.
There was a big sign right in front of you.
But you couldn't tell us
There's
anything.
a big sign.
You couldn't be a big man.
There's
and
a
come
big
and ask
sign
us.
that says disabled
you
parking.
You couldn't be a big man and to come and ask us
I had to
move.
park down the block.
You couldn't be a big man
Okay,
to
let's
ask us
think
to
about
move.
this. Let's think. I come in.
Move.
If I asked you to move, if I asked you to move, I would have to go all the way back to my van.
You could have asked us to move.
I would have to park to ask you to move.
You can ask your driver to come ask us
I
to
drive
move.
myself.
Well, I'm sorry. You could have been a big man and came to us and asked us to move.
Let's think. I park, I come ask you to move, I go back to my van and then park again. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to you?
Why don't you be a big man and just ask us to move? I don't know, how about you be considerate motherfuckers and just not park in a disabled car park in the first place? That's not a parking spot for you, you entitled pricks. Heck, it's illegal. If police see you do that, oh, that's a ticket right then and there, because illegal parking. You're not meant to be there. So don't be this like, oh, why don't you be a big man? Buzz off. You're being an entitled prick because you shouldn't even be there in the first place.
Here we got someone who's ordering a root beer float and has to be very weirdly specific about how they exactly want it done.
So they put a whole bunch of ice cream and then they put soda in there. You get maybe 3 sucks out of it and you're stuck with ice cream and they give you a spoon for that. But I'm not 2.5. I don't want the ice cream. I want to be able to suck it all the way through. Okay? All the way through so that I can have the drink. I don't want to have a straw. That's not. I want a root beer float, which means root beer comes first before the float. So light ice cream, but I still want it in there. And usually, let me just say this last thing. They'll give you a small courtesy cup, and then, which I know you're not going to do, but that's what they do, and they're very greedy at Wiener Schnitzel. They charge you for everything. I only go to the one on Crenshaw since all the other ones are bad. That was starting to become bad. But, yeah, and they'll give you a side there and say, well, just pour that into it. Because they see it, and they see it for themselves. It's nothing but ice cream.
Okay, so a small root beer float, gotcha.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I've had to deal with something like this before. Yeah, God, I do not miss these type of customers. I used to work in a butcher shop like about 3 or 4 years ago, back before I moved to a different job, yada yada yada. Basically speaking, you'd occasionally get these customers that are weirdly overtly specific about how they exactly want stuff done. For example, you were able to grab one of the whole pieces of meat that usually is out in the front section of the store, take it up to the actual counter and have one of the butchers cut up the meat for you. And basically there's a guide chart showing various different thickness, and usually we roll on that. But sometimes you'd have that one customer that is overtly specific. They want half the thing to be cut, they want half it to be cut a very thin thing, and then the other half cut very thickly. Then they want it to be slightly mixed together, and then they want you to cut the big things in half, and then do all these weird and random extrapolations of crap that just is very convoluted, and you ultimately end up stuffing up, and you have the customer complaining anyway, because what they were requesting is something really stupid and overtly complicated when they didn't really need to do that. They could have done most of the stuff themselves at home if they so wanted things desperately done their way. But yeah, people like this are interesting to say the least. In this next clip, we've got a Karen who doesn't quite understand that no matter how heavy you actually are, you're not going to be able to pull that window down.
Why do you have to go that way?
Come on out of here!
What you call me? What you call me?
Get inside!
What you
Come
call
on
me?
inside!
What you call me?
Get inside!
What did you call me? See, that's bad business. That's bad for business. Can you go, ma'am, please?
Give me my keys that have my name on them.
Can you go, ma'am, please?
Give me my keys,
right,
and I will back off.
Can you let go, please?
Give me my keys.
Can you please go, ma'am? Like, you being mad annoying right now. All you gotta do is wait till the cops gone.
I can record too, F. Give me my keys that have my name on them. I gotta get my keys.
I just gotta love the entire thing here. She's just like, oh yeah, it's like, give me my keys. She grabs the top of the window, tries to pull it back down. I get it, you're big, you got some weight on you, but it's not quite gonna work when you're fighting against the mechanics of a goddamn car. I don't think it's quite work. And then slapping the window with your full hand, not putting it in a fist or anything else, that's not going to break the window. I don't know what you were expecting to achieve with that entire interaction. It's like, these people have called the cops because they want the cops to come and sort it out, because clearly they don't feel comfortable enough to deal with you guys, and then you guys are just making things worse by slapping the window while he's recording you. Brilliant. So we have a Karen who believes she's superior to the truck in front of her. Now, I know what a few of you may be thinking, why didn't the truck just do another loop around to let this person go? Well, there's a possibility that the truck may have already done a loop beforehand. And from what's visible, at least in my personal opinion, it looks like half the road's been covered in a construction site that's currently happening, making the road a little bit more thinner than what it probably would be normally. Unfortunately, this is just what's gonna occur when you're driving behind a truck inside of a city. They will have to pull off to perform their delivery at some point, and they may unfortunately inconvenience you. So we got a carrier who's way too impatient to get out of the bus.
I'm 67 years old. I'm not the one.
I said get out so I can get out!
Hey, I lost my leg saving one of you people.
Call the police.
You better quit that shit.
Call the police on the phone now!
For what?
To get you off of me, you fucking idiot!
Because you went crazy. Make sure you get out.
I'm not crazy, you goddamn moron!
Because you went crazy.
Get me out of here!
Yeah, I'm not crazy.
Get me out of here!
Save for your people. That's how.
Get away from me! Get me out of here! Move it! Move it, you idiot!
You the idiot.
Call the police!
For what?
On the phone!
For what?
Now!
Very crazy. Yeah. Man.
Come and assist me. I'm under attack. I'm under attack and she won't call the police. I have asked repeatedly to call the police and she won't call the police.
No, we're going to get you.
No, not on your phone. Not on your phone. Because all I can do is call your gangster now.
I'm going to call him too. We're going to get you.
So now I wonder how this initially started. Did this Karen make it clear to the bus driver that she intends to get out on this stop? Was it a she wants to get out after this guy started getting in? Like, how did we even get to this point in the first place? I'm not going to assume on how it gets handled in America, but over here in Australia, if a disabled person with their wheelchair or mobile vehicle is trying to get out of a bus, usually they have to make it clear to the bus driver that they intend to get out this stop, and then the bus driver makes sure that the entrance stays clear so that they can get out first, and then everyone else can come in. But then further beyond that, if she just waited a few moments and let the other guy on his wheelchair get into his spot, there's more than enough room for two people to be in stuff like wheelchairs and stuff like that in a goddamn bus that all she need to do is wait for him to get into position, and then she can leave. But instead she goes on this tirade over this and says she's being attacked. I don't want to assume things here, but that's so weird. How did we even get here?